with entrepreneurs, most of them get good at marketing, good at making money, but not how to use it, keep it, or what to do with it, right? So this is a whole new world too now. It's like, how do they adopt their business, or should they invest in crypto? What should they invest in? Should they do old school real estate? Should they put it back in their business? And I think that's a big question we get in our mastermind, right? And we don't go that far in terms of like showing them what to invest in. We're more on like how to make all the money in the business.
Yeah, I'd love to help you on the other side anytime if you see an opportunity, because I think there's going to be a new paradigm to how money is made and invested.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be in the old equities, bond, 60-40 split. If you've had that model, it's really broken down.
Mm-hmm.
I could really see, I don't know if you've read the report by BlackRock, but they've done an allocation assessment of what they think is appropriate.
Okay.
It's staggering.
Well, give me what's the
86.4%.
Oh, wow.
They think the proper allocation of Bitcoin based on its price performance is 86.4%. I'll send you that report.
Yeah, that's correct.
Like, you actually probably need to see the report just to hear the number, because you're like, come on, I need validation.
Yeah.
Let's say that they're wrong by a factor of 400%. It's still a much bigger allocation than anyone has right now.
Yeah.
0.5%, no more than 0.5% is allocated to high net worth people. Most of the, I think 75% of Coinbase's client base has a net worth of less than $100,000.
Wow.
I don't think anyone's in Bitcoin yet.
Why do you think that is? Why is so much?
There's a bunch of small players.
But they just got hyped on the internet, and when COVID hit and stuff, they
totally got hyped.
Right? Yeah, interesting.
Totally. It is an immature market. So immature, I take the first 8 years, I don't even look before 2018.
Okay.
Because I think looking at something that was trading at $7 is, who cares?
Yeah.
Right? It was a total laboratory experiment at that point.
Sure.
Now, the cool thing is I know really smart people that are, CEO of a insurance company and a CEO of an accounting company, not as old as me, but slightly younger. They own Bitcoin at $7 and they own Ether at 35 cents. I was having dinner with her just the other night. I said, you being able to buy Bitcoin today at 27,000 is a better risk-adjusted trade than when you did the $7. And she went, absolutely. Back then, it was a total...
Yeah, because it was an anomaly, right? It's like buying a lottery ticket.
It was a total lottery.
Yeah.
But now we're beyond that now.
Yeah. So what's next for you in your entrepreneur journey, and then how are you going to capitalize on
wealth? I'm going through, we're raising $12 million for Node 40.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the, poorest time in the world to raise money because you've got a bunch of venture funds and private equity that did deals 2 years ago. They're so underwater, and VCs and PE go underwater. They go into contraction and they just want to fix everything behind them, and then they'll go deploy money. So there's a tremendous amount of money on the sidelines. I think right now we have now 3 new verticals that we didn't think we had when I bought into the company. One of is the enforcement, IRS, Interpol, DOJ. All of these firms are now looking at crypto going, hey, we have to be able to manage this. And then Treasury, as you may or may not know, 20 days ago came out with a 350-page document that said you will be doing this and you will report to the U.S. government crypto and every transaction so they can collect tax and understand the financial context. I'm really blessed because I was able to buy the company 2 years ago, and then Treasury comes out with they should have just sent everyone my number. You will need Node 40. That's
what's crazy is because you were telling me this when we had dinner or whatever in Miami, and it didn't even occur to me how, none of these people buying, any type of coin are tracking it, understanding how to track it. Their accountants.
If they are tracking it, they're doing it
wrong, right? Yeah, and their accountants don't even know.
Yeah.
So that's when we talk about the future of money and how it ties into business, you're right at the right place right now because you're in a position where the pain eventually when people start getting audits is just going to go through the roof, right? And you're ahead because when that pain occurs and you're almost in that pre-awareness phase, like your first job is to create the awareness. But when the awareness happens, you're on the front line to collect all the winnings, right?
Yeah.
It's fascinating because just break that down for the audience because they don't know what I'm on about. Like, if you can, in like 20, 30 seconds, super simple, what is it that most entrepreneurs don't understand now about the accounting side of buying crypto?
Well, if you don't know the answer to this question, what is your cost base? Then you already don't have the data. If you ask a crude oil trader what his cost base is, he knows instantly. Okay, my cost base is $27.83. If I go to Anthony Scaramucci, he knows what his cost base is on a large position. I've never met anybody else that knows what their cost base is. This is not professional. Okay, so to have a tool, software, to be able to collect all your wallets and all your exchanges and be able to give you and your professionals. If you have $12 in crypto, probably doesn't matter. Okay, nobody's going to come after you.
Yeah.
But if you have a Bitcoin and you think it's going to be worth $1 million and you're never going to sell it, you need me worse. No, you need Node 40 worse than if you were going to trade it in and out every day. And most people are going to be like, huh? Why would I need an accounting firm? Because you're going to leave these to your kids one day or to your wife or your boyfriend or whatever, and they're going to get hammered. There's a $55 billion budget expansion for the IRS. 30,000 tax people are being hired to go what? To go find the 50 million people. There's 52 million people in the United States that own crypto. Check the box in your IRS thing. Like, you have to check the box, yes or no, I own digital or I do not. Once you say I've owned digital, your accounting firm, the IRS, your lawyers, all going to want to know, what did you do? And if you can't tell someone, I plan on giving all of my Bitcoin to my children. It's an inheritance play for me. I do think at some point in their lives, it'll be worth $1 million. So if I have 3 Bitcoin right now, most people go, well, I only have a $75,000 position. It doesn't really matter. No, do you have a $3 million position? You believe you're holding Bitcoin for that really long run where the fiat system completely breaks. You're not selling ever. You just said that. You think it's worth $1 million. You have to look at the exit. The IRS will come after. What if I have 500 coins?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to have $500 million. My daughters are going to get slaughtered by the lawyers, the accountants, the tax man. Okay. Even the guys I gave them, my professionals will abuse my daughters, and they're not going to have this story. Hey, this is where the money came from. Dad had the money. He paid taxes on the money, and it's all in a narrative. That's what these tax calculators are not doing. They're not creating a full accounting of this is what Rudy did. So then you can give it to Ernst & Young, and Ernst & Young doesn't overcharge you. Going through like thousands of transactions and then they too will make a mistake.
Yeah.
Like we have clients that take 500 hours to look at a portfolio, $250,000 portfolio. We do it in 20 minutes. But it was built for this, right? So these are the tools to me that's the reason the crypto digital asset world is not moving rapidly, because there's not the rails and the processes and the systems, the reporting and analytics that the old legacy world has always had and needed. They also need those for the future world, okay? Because you're dealing with a different product doesn't mean the professionals don't need a similar report.
Yeah.
Without having to understand all this stuff. You can't ask 6 million accounting people to understand blockchain and Ether. And then much less, a swap or a staking protocol. So that's what it's there for. It's basically a very turbocharged dashboard so that when you're doing 150 miles an hour in your Ferrari, you know that you can actually navigate the pathway without getting into a train wreck.
Yeah, I mean, it's fascinating. So, if you're listening to this and you're investing into, digital currency, then obviously follow you and hit you up to learn the accounting side, because I think that's every entrepreneur's mistake, even mine when I started, and probably yours and everyone's, right? We focus so much.
I've never made any mistakes.
We focus so much on the money, right? And getting the money and the marketing and all those. And then we get bit in the ass and realize, oh shit, we should have done all that other crap, the admin, boring
stuff.
Yeah, the boring stuff.
I ain't hiring a lawyer.
Yeah.
Like that there comes a time when you need to, grow up and realize that your business, once you hire the lawyers and the proper accountants, you're actually respecting your business much more. Don't you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, I talk on my live calls. We pay $400,000 a year in between our attorney and our accounting team, right? And that's, a decent amount for a company our size. But I've always been like, if that's bulletproof or in a good position, then I have it's the mental clarity and freedom to go keep doing the big stuff. Yeah. I built that foundation.
Well done, by the way, because I will say that I have been cheap in that area for too long.
Yeah. Well, I think
caught up with me too. Like this FTC thing that I've had. Like I would have still been FTC'd, but I think we had some really cool lawyers on post.
Yeah.
We probably would have handled it differently. We probably took it too personal. And then the husband and wife thing, you're not treating it professionally.
Yeah.
So it's.
But you learn, right? That's what I was going with that.
$7 million learning lesson for $100,000 penalty.
Yeah, you get bit in the ass and you got a big bite, but you learn, right? And that's the point of podcasts like this, is also younger entrepreneurs, and not from an age perspective, just an experience perspective, can hopefully learn from people's experience.